Today's headlines. Top 10 news you don't want to miss. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the latest news.
Primary elections today. Live results from Arizona, Missouri, Michigan and Washington. Follow our live coverage of primaries in Arizona, Kansas, Missouri, Michigan and Washington.
Kansas votes to preserve abortion rights in first post-Roe v. Wade election test. Kansas voters on Tuesday rejected an effort to remove abortion protections from the state's constitution. A resounding win for the abortion rights movement in the first statewide electoral test since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Pelosi says Taipei visit makes it unequivocally clear U.S. will not abandon Taiwan. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said her trip to Taiwan was intended to make it unequivocally clear that the United States would not abandon the democratically governed island.
Vin Scully, voice of the Dodgers for 67 years, dies at 94. The team has had many great players since World War II, but it was Mr. Scully, a gifted storyteller and a master of the graceful phrase, who became the enduring face of the franchise.
Senate passes long-sought bill to help veterans affected by burn pits. The Senate voted Tuesday night to pass a long-sought bipartisan legislation to expand health care benefits for millions of veterans exposed to toxic burn pits during their military service, sending the bill to President Joe Biden to sign into law. The final v.
Jacob deGrom strikes out 6 in 2022 debut. Washington, Jacob deGrom delivered the baseball the same. His velocity was the same. His demeanor was the same. His gait, his grin, his pace, they were all identical to the pitcher the Mets had known in the past. It had been 391 days since deGrom last CLI.
Monica Lewinsky asks Beyoncé to remove her name from Partition lyrics. Following Beyoncé's confirmation that she would remove an offensive word from her Renaissance album, Monica Lewinsky suggested she do the same to a 2013 track that unwelcomingly name-drops her.
MLB trade deadline winners and losers. Padres. Yankees get high marks. The Padres landed 2 of the game's top players in Juan Soto and Josh Hader, while the Yankees solidified their rotation and bullpen. Inside the operation to kill Ayman al-Zawahiri in Afghanistan, after hunting the co-planner of the Sept. 11. 2001. Attacks for more than 2 decades. U.S. intelligence personnel tracked Zawahiri to a safe house in Kabul. Ex-White House counsel subpoenaed by federal grand jury investigating Jan. 6 attack. A federal grand jury has subpoenaed ex-Trump White House counsel Pat Cipollone in its investigation into the Jan. 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Sources tell ABC News.